102 is one of 3 accounting standards which are being introduced in the UK to replace the existing regime, and they'll come into force in 2015. So they're going to apply to any entity that has to produce true and fair accounts. Now, for example, that will clearly include companies and LLPs, but it might also capture, or will also capture charities, pension schemes, other not-for-profit entities like industrial and provident societies. So it's potentially quite a wide application. For companies who don't qualify as small, and the Companies Act threshold for that is turnover below 6.5 million at the moment, and who don't choose to use the international accounting standards, it will change the way they currently present their financial statements. So it will affect, in some cases, the way they value items in their accounts. It will also affect the way that they present certain information. The extent of the change will vary depending on the sort of things that the company does, the kind of things it has on its balance sheet. But the overall effect will be, in some cases, to change the way profits reported, as well as to change the assets and liabilities. What businesses should be doing now is, first of all, identifying when they will need to apply these new rules. The way it works is that FRS 102 will apply to periods beginning on or after the 1st of January 2015. But when they apply the rules for the first time, they will have to restate their comparative information. The rules are retrospective. So companies now need to identify when they will first need to apply these rules and work back to the beginning of the comparative period to identify their transition date. That's the date at which they're actually going to need to restate their figures. Once they've got their transition date, then they'll need to look at the changes that the new regime introduces and identify which ones apply to them. That means they can start to gather the data to calculate figures on a new basis. And there are also some choices that they can make about the way they treat certain items, for example, how they deal with property in their accounts, where they may need to make a decision, and that decision will affect the information they need to get, how they will account for them in future. Well, companies will need assistance with working out how the new regime applies to them, what the commercial and practical effects will be, as well as what it will mean for their annual financial statements. Francis Clark have the experience and the technical expertise to help companies deal with those challenges.